asking for trouble.
Hey, this is Vito Gesualdi here from GameZone.com. I'm here with Andrew and Matt from Capcom. How are you guys doing?
Pretty good?
I'm doing great.
Having a lot of fun here on the show. Well, you guys aren't on the show floor. Luckily, you're in a nice air-conditioned little hotel room here.
Yes, we are doing a lot of interviews, getting the word out on the game.
Please don't make me leave this room. I like it too much here. It's nice in the Lost Planet 3 room. Hey, why don't we sit down, we'll talk about it, and tell me a little bit more about it, okay?
Sure.
This is a code red, requesting assistance.
The game actually takes place about 25, 30 years before the events of Lost Planet 1.
A lot of developers, say with franchises, this is the perfect point to jump in, and I don't want to be cliched, but
It's the perfect place to jump in.
It is a perfect place to jump in, simply because, literally, it is the very beginning.
Purposefully, we've gone prequel for Lost Planet 3, and it's all about kind of the colonization of the planet, and what was before kind of like all the military stuff came in, later in the other games in the franchise, what would have been like for the first people who were there and the people who were trying to colonize the world. And to do that, you need kind of big construction equipment to kind of build out these first colonies and kind of mine for T-energy and things like that. The utility rig in Lost Planet 3 is it's kind of the big change, or one of the big changes from the previous games in the franchise. In the previous games, they had the vital suits, which were kind of bigger than man, but not huge. The utility rig is Jim's personal property. It's a big piece of construction equipment, and when you get into the rig, it's first-person melee combat, up close and visceral type of stuff. Oh yeah, the power loader is definitely an influence.
Get away from her, you bitch!
It was something that we automatically just kind of like gravitate towards. And then Capcom in Japan, the Japanese developer, they've been living with robots and mechs and things like that their entire lives, and is very core to what they want. And so that became a melding of our two kind of aesthetics, is that kind of utilitarian purpose on the Western side and a kind of a more streamlined and look at the form as well as the function.
As we were wrapping up Lost Planet 2, which that was done at the internal studio in Osaka for Capcom. Oguro-san, who's the franchise creative director and kind of the originator of the entire franchise, actually came to me and said, hey, for a lot of the stuff that we want to do for the third game, he was talking about, really hitting on the exploration aspect of it. He was talking about hitting on the sort of the colonization and how it was difficult for the settlers and lonely and hardship and all this kind of stuff. And he said he wanted to get back to the roots of making it really a narrative-driven, character-focused game. We discussed it and decided that going to work with an external development partner, particularly a Western partner, would be the best way to kind of get the best of both worlds.
Well, when we kind of kicked off the development of the game, we had lots of guys. We had Oguro-san and several guys who made the previous two games come out almost on a bi-weekly basis in a weird way. And we had kind of worked through what we wanted to bring to the table, what was important to the franchise from their perspective, and what they thought, where they thought Lost Planet should go. And so it was very much a collaboration that kind of melded what we wanted to do. Now, obviously, as a Western developer, we have kind of a Western aesthetic, and everything like that. But we're kind of trying to touch on universal themes of, Jim is there on the planet for his family, to provide for his family and things like that. And those are kind of the themes that resonate with anyone. Doesn't really matter what region. I think what's kind of key to know about Lost Planet 3 is that it's very much a very cinematic and story-driven experience. We're really trying to make sure that people love the character of Jim, love his wife Grace, and all the other characters that you meet on the base.
If this game does well, maybe you'll get 4.
Maybe the movie franchise could happen.
Hey,
it's a cinematic game. It looks good.
We're here at Comic-Con, so any of those movie producers out there, you know where to find us.
I'm gonna have to call you back.